We are just about ready to go here. Our first lobby is ready, Logic. We're getting right into it. Immediately, we can see Frag Isle and the grind right side. Of course, Academy's been nerfed a little bit, but a lot of interesting stuff on the right side of this map as we get into it.
Yeah, and generally when we do see kind of these show matches, things of this nature, more of the competitive lobbies, if you will, people are a lot less likely to do the hot drop and say, I really want to force this, I want to go to the tier 5 now. And we found that a lot of teams get it for free. As we can see right now, one team already dropping off and there's no one else there. They opt to actually go to the grind to tier 5 armor just for free.
Yeah, it looks like Bombus going for the grind early on. I did like also, I couldn't see what team it was, but we did have a team dropping on Oracle very, very quickly early on. And it's kind of important, right? You know, you start to get up to higher levels, but also having control of that Oracle early on means you kind of know where the rest of the blobs are. You know where your rotations should be. And as we talk about this, right, we do talk about Bombus. Actually, hold that thought because looks for a slam, not going to find it for now, but they're just trying to fight him off that level 4 creep, try to get to level 3 just a little bit faster. And Jimmy Page is just going to get slammed down immediately. Kingpin, these early game fights, if you can get on top, sure. If it doesn't work, you're not all that useful, but if you can get that execute down, it is fantastic. And DuckTales didn't have a great day yesterday, and this is not really starting all that much better for him.
I guess we see why Disney discontinued them, but that's okay. One of them does actually escape, so even though there's a lot of action that did happen, you know, they did get to live the fight to pretty much to fight another day. But one major difference now is that you get to evolve your equipment so much faster. But speaking of that, we have another fight about to happen, and that's what I was mentioning earlier. There's no gold key there. Teams definitely know that you're doing it, and right now, Crystallide's gonna have to fight this off if they want it, or just kind of give it up and say, you know what? We're not gonna actually try to do this. Bamboozlers are gonna bamboozle us yet again, and they are leaving their turf.
Yeah, I gotta be very careful. There's so much dive on Bamboozlers, right? You got Bishop, right? You got Jewel, you got everything that just allowed, you got Void as well, and again, with that crowd control. So you have to be very careful playing on the edge here, and Shiv goes forward a little bit, not gonna find. Yes, there's a lot of dives, certainly, but what we're seeing right now is no.
Levo! Void! He just shifted out all of the weapons. He says, look, we get this for free. We went inside. A genius play right there. Crystal, I can't believe, literally getting bamboozled by the bamboozlers.
It's a free Robber Raccoon without any of the requirements, any of that cooldown there. So I forget what I saw. Certainly some big equipment. We're going to take a look at what they got in just a second, probably. But now the big value of that vault is not really there anymore. Certainly there is a boss on the left side, right? One of those higher tier creeps that, but they're just taking a fight, right? Acario has to get away, but totally pinched in on every side, bammed into the wall. And that is going to be one dead for Chrysalids. And of course, as well, with that, with the bonfire, with vision, with everything else, this is a perfect position to find yourself in.
Absolutely. I mean, gonna probably be able to level up at least one of the items at this point, but not what we're gonna talk about right now. We just saw a team with 2 blues. We now see a team with 2 golds. And you gotta imagine that there's gonna be a little bit of scrapping, but Hunting Tuna, they're just probably going to want to leave this knowing they're at such a disadvantage right now. Yeah, you're gonna have to sacrifice a player or 2 potentially, but just find yourself another position, bring your teammate back, and just kind of call another day. Big damage coming in.
Crouch did that very well. Taken down, I think actually 2 of Bombas got spiked down there at the very end. So obviously they're going to be able to revive, but that is going to be some XP. That's going to be just maybe a little bit more that Crouch, assuming he gets back up. And he actually does come back up right now. That's actually pretty valuable. And they're going to the re-engage. Look at this. So armor shredded on a lot of these hunters on the right side. Health not where it needs to be. This is actually a really nice position for Hunting too, where they have the vision as well, but they are so stunned up on the chains. Dashes through as well. This is the power of Bombas. Even with HP deficit, it doesn't seem to matter. Their team fight is so very strong. It stands though. Man, this, what do you think they changed the name to, right? The Gunslinger is just gonna get, Crouch is getting so much.
Wow. And I mean, shout outs to Bomba, recognizing they still had the advantage. I was a little worried, you know, you gotta imagine Hunting Tuna. They said, let's go back in. We have one teammate that has level 5, has access to their ultimate, but just not enough to compete with the tier 5 armors that Bomba Squad has.
No, and now Snevy, just has to run here. And granted, this is only level 1 storm. This is only the first storm, so it's not like it does rather substantive damage, but you're oh, is he? No, that's not a res beacon. So he's still gonna try to find an angle, playing outside, and does have, I think, one of what's that, Abyssal Scale, I think, on there. So that's a lot of value, especially if you can find more of the Abyssals that they're gonna try to play around with. as the game goes later and later. Of course, be careful. Don't want to run into the lasers. That's never fun.
Bad news bears for sure, and just nuked right there. Immediately just running straight into him, using that Bishop ult. Another player dropped as well. And I didn't actually get a chance to see the first team that dropped, but there are 9 teams in the lobby.
It might have actually been the team we just saw
right
goes
there.
down, which I think was I want to say that was LKL. I want to say that was Loki. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, you know, for right now, we do have these early game fights, right? And that's useful to get to early level 5. That's useful to get yourself maybe some higher tier armor. But as it stands, we can see, Chrysalids, I think, is the team that's been totally removed here. But of course, we're still on level 4 cap, right? Most of these teams are not going to be able to really unlock their ultimates just yet. So it's all about establishing position as we go later into the game, but also, again, getting these higher tier armors, maybe getting your evolving equipment fully unlocked or starting to get there before you take these next round of fights.
Yeah, I think that's one of the, just kind of as the meta shifts, it's, all right, first thing, we need our abilities. Oh, but speaking of abilities, we're seeing some of them used right here on the right side. And goodbye, my friend DuckTales still trying to poke away at the edge, but just gonna have to retreat and let their friend go away. Nope, Shiv being Shiv, not gonna get caught quite yet. Beautiful escape. And if my eyes don't deceive me, almost no one died in that exchange, which is so bizarre.
Yeah, it was looked like only one DuckTales player went down, but now ShuReliq on top. Not exactly where ShuReliq wants to be, but there we're going to see the ult goes down, and that is going to be another spike. So 2 DuckTales go down. Meanwhile, right side seems like Duka, the only member of DuckTales still around. The Assault trying to run away. But, you know, you have the Daze Grenade. That's not going to be a cooldown available. And yes, you do have Combat Slide, right? You do have mobility. We talking about movement here on in SUPERVIVE so often, but when you got 2 hunters chasing you, it's not always the easiest thing. Although, it seems like for now, Duka is out of there, yeah.
Surprised, but maybe not quite yet. I mean, you know, when it comes to Felix, maybe not the best chaser, but Zeph, really difficult to get away from. And there's a Kaiju scale as well. So if Duka finds himself in a compromising position, let's say you're over the abyss and the Kaiju scale comes on top of you, goodbye, my friend, you're gone. And your team needs you right now to bring everyone back.
That they do. If we could take a look a little bit further north, looked like there was some sort of combat happening between, who was it, CF and someone else. Anyways, I guess that's done for right now. As we take a look at LKL, of course, what's happening up in the Grove up north? That is a 3-team fight here. A bunch of people going down already. What do we got? Bottom side, Diablo Friends have to get away. They've done a lot against Viva Fanatio, but of course, it is HT on the left side holding that high ground, making it very, very hard. And somehow X-Retry gets out, but gets dashed down at the end. And as we take a look at things, looks like the majority of Diablo Friends has been taken down. Someone's out, they haven't been eliminated, but this is a dicey situation. They cannot be happy with that one. At the end of the day, Hunting Tuna, our fill-in team, really takes the massive benefit of that 3-team engagement.
And Sonoid saying, I'm not really on the team right now. I'm just hanging out, looking pretty. Shout out to Sonoid. Had the privilege of playing a show match with him. Very intelligent player. Really good with the calls, things that nature. And expect to see him do well. I know this is something we talked about earlier. Just is not generally the team that Sonoid is on, but does a great job of bringing newer players together, I would say. Speaking of newer players right now, no one down here is looking new. Clown Fiesta having a Fiesta versus the Bomba squad right now, but in not the best position. There's nowhere to really move. There's a minion also fighting you. Bomba taking full advantage as they poke from not even a distance, up close and personal. Aiden jumps in. There's a wall there. Who's gonna get stunned? Where's his team? No one's there to help, and it was just a ruse to try to get the revive, and they do manage to do it. The Wisp is there, but they're back in it, and man, Clown Fiesta just playing so well as a unit. Almost kind of like a moving wombo combo, if you will. Pushing Bomba back, which is such a difficult feat. Bomba runs from no one, apparently, until they met Clown Fiesta.
We can see the power as well, that double heal, right, with Zeph and Oaf as well. We saw a big combo coming in from Aiden by, but it didn't matter. Immediately the HP came right back up, and now, well, there's a 3rd team, right, coming in from the right side. 4 gamers gaming, looking to make it, so Bombas don't get to play the game that they want to play. But even still, as we take a look at this, I take a look at the levels, right? Clown Fiesta, I think, was actually at level 7, and they just decide to back up. Now, what I'm looking at, DuckTales has had a couple bad fights. They're looking at the bottom side. This is maybe an opportunity for them to go 3rd party to 4th party to take advantage of Bombas and Clown Fiesta just continuously fighting as the match goes, or as the circle gets smaller. But of course, not only is this something that they have to take advantage of, but they have to realize that it's an opportunity in the first place.
Definitely do. I like how it seems like it slowed down a bit, and I say that in Bomba to say, you know what, we're going to prove you wrong right there. Great ult attempt coming in from Aiden, not able to get the entire team, which is a huge cooldown that's down. Myth, though, does still have that ult with Bishop, possibly going to try to jump in. Does do it, but hits the wrong spot. And Myth, I mean, just in such a compromising position right there, but does not seem to matter as the rest of Bomba are just cleaning everyone up. They missed 2 ults and still won that fight. That is incredible and terrifying for everyone else in this lobby.
Yeah, really just a Zeph diff, right? The Zeph ult really hit very well. Actually sniped someone on the backside for Bombas when they were fighting, for Bombas when they were fighting in, and that just was not true of Diablo Frenzy. It hit early, but it really was not all that impactful. So now Arcane looking for the Sphere of Life, but there are 3 teams all around. That is a scary position to find yourself, and at least luckily here, look at the Storm Shift. Nothing to tree here. He can hide in the bush, he can turn into a tree, and maybe that'll keep him safe for now.
If they hit the vision, they are going to know 100%, and they indeed did it, and I'm so sorry. I gotta imagine you're lost for this world, as they're gonna hunt you down at this point.
For now, though, Plan Fiesta, right? They lost out on their pinch. We did see Bombas. They did have a campfire very far north, so they were able to just go recall to that, and of course get themselves into another fight that they did handle. Well, I don't know, handily win, but they did happen to win. As now Arcane is dead. 8 squads remaining on the map. He did a nice try, right? You know what? Look, as a guy that enjoys some Kingpin, I did enjoy his attempts, but you know, when it's 1v4 and you don't have armor and your opponent knows where you are, it's not the easiest thing. You're not a Celeste or something, right? You don't have that incredible movement. And this Most Wanted, absolutely. Actually, no, is gonna get out Myth for now. Dashes away, runs around, and that is not gonna hit on the Kaiju, was it the Kaiju creature, the Kaiju monster summon the Abyssal monster summon, it's changed its name, is not gonna get the damage. So for now, Most Wanted still around, the Myth's still able to escape.
You cannot convince me that's not a Titan that's just getting dropped on top of you.
Well, you know, unfortunately, it was dropped in the air, so a very, very short-lived Titan in this game. Like, hey, have fun. The Abyss is there. The Abyss hungers here, Logic. It's waiting for you.
It's always waiting for us, apparently.
Enemy Oracle
right now,
online.
Hunting Tuna, I'm surprised at how aggressive they are. You just constantly see them in fights, slowing down for a moment, but off to the bottom left of the screen, we see Bomba Squad trying to take care of Viva Benatti, trying to chase, and that's 5 seconds. And this, by the way, is the Myth that you talked about earlier, BeoMulf. Managed to narrowly escape, and the whole team is coming back, and by whole team, there's only 2 players, but that is plenty. Also gonna get some extra experience for pulling it off, but now you have to fight. 4v4, Storm to your back, great nuke coming in. Beautiful ulti coming in from Bomba Tredsy right there with the Zeph, and that Storm at your backside. Viva Benatti in an awful position right now. Bomba playing the map to their advantage and going to eliminate yet another team. Only 7 teams remaining, but LKL coming right up there saying maybe you're poked down, maybe there's a chance to fight, but they are mistaken in a little bit of a standoff right now. 3 teams, I don't know if they all know that they're there. No one knows that CF is sitting to the side, and they find their moment, they take their moment, full advantage. Bomba, though, managing to escape and only dropping 1.
Oh my God, there we go. Only dropping 1, but it's punched into the wall as well. The problem is Bomba does not have their ultimates, right? The cooldowns, those key cooldowns that are so useful into a fight, they spent them taking another team to their grave. And now, despite HP being very similar, at levels being very similar, armor being very similar, in fact, maybe even a bit favor for Bombas, not having those high cooldown abilities to disrupt the fight, to make something happen, made life very difficult. So Bombas, to their credit, did a great job engaging North. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. That's the last bad vestiges of Bombas. Aiden BY gonna get taken down. The dash actually does a really nice job. Shield keeps him alive for quite a while. I can only imagine this is a full tank oath right here. Tons of HP keeping that shield up. So I thought that was gonna be death. Took a lot of damage at first, but Aiden BY, of course, with the heal Israel available, gets himself right back up to full. And now Bombas, they're collapsing back on that position.
Yeah, we're going to need some armor penetration in this game, and it's going to have to work against Oath Shield. Just kind of stared death in the face, did not matter, and that Most Wanted not going to help out there. Hunting Tuna, hunting another prey, taking out a team, and only 6 remaining right now as the Storm is getting closer and closer, forcing everyone to engage a bit more.
Yeah, it appears the Bamboozlers have in fact been bamboozled. straight out of this game. But also, as we take a look at it, right, the map is becoming much smaller. The circle is becoming much smaller. It becomes very important to talk about not only what are players' levels, what type of armor do they have? Are they fully upgraded on the evolving equipment, right? What powers do they have? But also, where are they? Where are they on the map? Do they have a good position? Are they forced to come into the circle? Are they forcing teams to come into them? Are they holding an edge? How can they play around this? I really did like CF's position for quite a while, right? They had the very center of the circle, but this circle is shifting, and they no longer have that god spot they previously did. In fact, Bombas there, smack dab in the center. They have that bonfire that's available to them, that's giving them that vision, right? That makes it very hard for teams to fight into them looking for Loki, but it seems like they're going to get out. Josh and Mershank are going to get out for the moment, but they're hunting Tuna on the right side, looking at third party this one. This is awkward. 4 teams, well, I guess now 3 teams here, and hunting Tuna, excuse me, Loki are just going to have to get out for now. Hunting Tuna, not all that excited about crossing that gap, though.
Yeah, not the best spot. Oh, that might be huge. Got 3 marks, not able to get the 4th. Is gonna dash, pick up that orb for a reset. Gonna retreat for the moment, but that could have been huge. If you got that 4th mark, Joel jumps in with the ult, spreads it to everyone, and just eliminates an entire team potentially. But misses, wisely backs off, and we have 4 teams right now. In one screen, 5, I'm mistaken. I don't know what it is about the bottom right side, but it seems like the party area. Everyone wants to hang out there.
Yeah, remember Loki is only 2 players remaining, so it's very hard for them to exist in the rest of this. Joel tries to go north and everyone, well, it seems like Mershank's going to get out for now, but take a look at Bombas on the left. Seems like they're going to get out of this for the time being. Importantly, though, I don't see a soul on them. There is no fort. There is an armor soul somewhere on the map. I don't think it was claimed, though, and certainly this means this armor is going down. They're going to have to engage soon, and forcing them back into the death zone here. That's unhealable. That's a problem, and comes in Shiv from the left side. It's a disaster for Clown Fiesta. They've been fighting with Bombas this entire game, and, you know, doing a pretty good job of it up until this point. Back against the wall, all the ults hit, and now only 3 squads remain.
Only 3. We're going to see if they really push the limits and try to engage early or just wait and play patiently. Right now, I'm feeling a little bit more of the patient play coming into play as everyone is just completely at pretty much different parts of the map. As you can see, that abyssal scale on one team, blue armors for 2 of the members of 4GG, greens for the other. Everyone has gold 5 equipment, if you will, though. So they do have all gold there in the top tier. And even a legendary right there for Mithy. So the items, the powers are great, and I really want to look at Nizza. You know, having that Favor Winder, having the Abyssal Fang, that is just such a great position to be in. And drop that gold 5 in a little bit of a... Look, sometimes you gotta go, okay? Look, I've been carrying the team, my back hurts, I'm getting out of here. You guys do it without me.
I mean, this is a great opportunity. Yes, there is Guardian Archangel, and it seems like Nizza's going to be fine. But I was like, this is an opportunity right now for 4Gamers Gaming, taking a fight 4-on-3, but even still, looks like for now, they're not going to go for that one. They got what they needed from the Merchant, and now you rotate over where, of course, Hunting Tuna, they're setting up a bladed wall. They're making it very difficult to go over this gap for right now. They're just forcing their opponents. They're forcing Bombas, theoretically, to run through this massive choke, but unfortunately for them, that wall only has one side, and 4Gamers Gaming, well, they're looking at a game right around the extra area, and that, by the way, is going to give Bombas an opportunity to cross the gap, and this is Hunting Tuna just running further and further away, and that's not exactly where they want to be now, back up against the wall here.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they never got the campfire, but great ult coming in, hits everyone, but there's no one there for the follow-up. Great nuke gonna drop or block off that area. They know, at least for now, if they want to do a fight, that left side is safe for them. They don't have to worry about getting third party, making their way over to the campfire. Smart stuff right there, going to allow you to repair your armor, gonna allow you to heal, get a little more vision. Fantastic positioning right now for Hunting Tuna. Gotta wonder how 4Gaming Gamers or Bomba Squad are actually going to advance this position.
Why have they not, unless I'm just, why have they not claimed the bonfire?
There it is, okay. They did now.
Finally.
I wondered that earlier. They were so busy building that wall. They were like, campfires, and no one wants to roast marshmallows today.
I mean, I'm looking at this, though, and I'm looking at their vision, right? As we can see the vision perspectives going up. It doesn't really seem like they do. Of course, the big power of Bonfire on top of everything else, the fact it gives you a significant vision ring around which you can play. So I guess it's actually just the ground right there that's making it rather difficult. But also, look at how these teams are playing with these death zone grenades. Bombas, they're kind of between a rock and a death spot, right? The circle's going to close in eventually. You do not want to go through these death zone grenades, certainly this late in the game. So they're certain on the one hand, they can't go anywhere. On the other hand, no one really can get into them. So I'm not sure how I feel about it.
You know, we call it truce for now. But even if someone tries to come in, you know, Aiden has that shield and, you know, has an ult. That's a really easy ult to hit if someone goes in. And you could follow that up with the Shiv ultimate as well afterwards. I don't think anyone wants to advance unless Snow is able to get a crucial hook right now. And you can hook almost everyone except for the Shiv, who's just going to do that kind of rewind. It used to be called Be Kind Rewind. I believe it's called Fate's
Reversal now, yeah.
There we go. Reversal?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, they changed names so much.
It does look. There we go. We're gonna of course have the Oath Shield be fine there, but Niza looks to dive in a little bit because they are now in a very awkward spot. Look at where this death zone grenade. Well, they're just gonna try to jump over. Do they have a jump? No. Okay, Mithy just has just can go up too high. Has the boots for that, I guess. But yeah, this is an awkward situation right here. These death zone grenades very much very much pinching Bombas. But they do have vision, right? Well, actually, I'm sorry they don't. They dropped the campsite, but now Snow is able to find that great hook. And this should be an assassination, forcing Bombas to fight. Even still, the Kingpin Snow is actually going to be the one that takes the majority of damage there. And that also triggers the third party coming in from hunting Tunas. And surely here, right? Surely they're going to run out of death zone grenades at some point.
Maybe there is a new soul that we're unaware of, okay? There used to be a foodie soul, now there's a death grenade soul, apparently. But if you're 4GG, honestly, you just keep your position. I think you don't need to force anything. You try to pick off somebody if you get an opening, and you have that most wanted behind you, so even if things do fail, you kind of have a little bit of a security there to bring someone back a little bit easier than everyone else on the screen right now.
Yeah, look at this. Sebi looking for the stun there on the left click, but actually seems like it's going to find it. But the power of, as we look at these late game compositions, everyone has at least one healer, at least one hunter with healing abilities, if we don't necessarily consider. That is a massive stun. Hold on just a second. And it's not even going to wisp him. And again, this is the problem. You hit with these pokes. It's all about the armor shred, right? Because the healing is going to come right back up there. It's about, can you take advantage of this timing? As again, the abyssal creatures are going to get dropped down once again. They're going to have to clean that thing up. It's annoying right now. It's vision, certainly, but it's going to be fine. Bombas now tries to go, and they take the high ground, sneak that away, looking to get on top of hunting Tuna, but they're not really going to find that. Instead, they're just going to go and find their way on the other side of the map here, dashing in. Kingpin looks for what he can find, but just not going to find all that much. And we should point out, by the way, for gaming gamers, lots of armor shred. Do not have, technically, Snow has blue armor, but it's totally shredded away. And that makes it very hard for him to absorb. But again, another hook's going to go down. Looks for the stun, gets the kill, and that is Mithy whisked on down. Should get executed. And now, Bombas, they have 4. They have 3. Everyone else has 4. Bombas, how can you play around this? You still got your healers. You're lacking a lot of damage at the time being, missing some engage from that Bishop. And everyone should now really be looking to pinch on top of them. And there is not really good position for them to be in.
There is not, but Aiden not actually going for the most wanted, just instead fully engaging with the hunting Tuna. Not sure if that's really what I want to do right now when I'm down a player, but does manage to escape. And I really just love hunting Tuna right now. They're in such a good position. They're watching everyone else fight. They know that they have a Hudson there to stop people from coming in. And Bomba's squad is just so pinched right now between both teams. The storm is not helping you, is not your friend. Aiden getting pushed out there, Aiden not coming back. And right now, little Shiv, what can you do? Be Kind Rewind is indeed going to come into play, and they are scrapping. Niza is trying their hardest, but not going to be enough. 2 teams remain right now. 4 gaming gamers going up against hunting Tuna. And honestly, 4 gamers, Gamer, great position right now, going to take one down. 4v3. Zebi not able to find an opening. This might be huge. Zebi deletes the healer on their team, at least one of them. And
yeah, but listen, at least Nemo for now is going to find their way back up. And look at what Snow is doing, right? Level 3 Q, getting the executes, but it's not going to matter anymore. Hook makes sure that he's not going to get out. It's only 1 remaining. Last man standing. Absolutely, that's the case. Most wanted. And that is exactly what hunting Tuna wanted.